I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're uncovering a delightful children's mystery with Cece Wolf, author of I Hear Bears. This charming tale follows a curious child who investigates strange sounds at night, only to discover something surprising about her own family. If you're a fan of whimsical stories that spark imagination, you won't want to miss this captivating book. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put her in the spotlight today. We ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing this beautiful book. The links are below this interview. Carol, thank you so much for being our guest here today on Spotlight.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's my pleasure. This is such an original tale. How did you come up with the idea?
Well, it started because my granddaughter was far too young for chocolate on her first Easter. So I bought her a bunny. And although the bunny is only mentioned in the last page, he is represented through the book through pictures. His name is EB for Easter Bunny. And that's what basically inspired me to write the book.
Wonderful, wonderful. So this is a tribute in a way to your beautiful granddaughter. So she must love the book, I'd imagine, right?
Yes, she does. She hasn't seen the finished product yet. I'm going to give it to her as a present, just as a present. But she's seen she saw the draft and really liked it, and I think she's going to get a kick out of it when she sees it all finished. And
I think she'll be thrilled. How old is she?
she'll be 12 in a couple of days.
Okay, wonderful. Well, it's perfect. She'll be able to understand it all and realize Granny's great accomplishment as well in writing the story. Let's give the folks at home an overview of the story, I Hear Bears. Tell them a little bit about it.
Well, children have an innate sense of curiosity, and that can make them sometimes a little bit anxious. And so if you have a child that is resilient, that's great. But if you've got a child that's a bit hesitant, then they need some sort of company, whether it's four-legged, whether it's stuffed, whether it's a friend, just to give them confidence when they're doing things a little bit differently or out of the norm.
Yeah. Now, we teased it a little bit before that when she goes to investigate the bear, she finds out secrets about her own family. What are some of those secrets about her own family that she learns?
Well, if I told you that would be giving away
the whole book.
It would.
Okay, we can save it for the book. I think that's a good idea. That's for sure. Let me ask you this. What message do you hope children and parents take away from the book, I Hear Bears?
I think it's very important to allow children to have comfort companions. And that doesn't always happen. And it doesn't have to be anything special. That child will pick what it is. Unfortunately, in this day and age, that's sometimes frowned upon in some families. So I think that's very sad. I think children need to have that thing that they can talk to, that they can tell their fears to, because they don't always have close friends and family.
You see too many kids playing with this nowadays. They'd be better off with a little Winnie the Pooh or a little comfortable pillow that they love or a little doll that they talk to. And that's the magic of being a child, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, we have these things, or some of us do, but then they're put away. And my granddaughter, because I've borrowed EB from her, she was out the other day and she sat in the chair with him on her lap, and she just, because I had him. And she hasn't
EB a
seen
little
him
bit higher. We only see EB's ears. Hold her up a little bit higher. There's EB. Wonderful. That's so cute. And that was your granddaughter's little comfort animal, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. Great, great. I love the illustration on the cover. Tell us a little bit about the artwork in the book.
Well, I don't know the artist, but
Mhm.
when I wrote the book, um, we had to, we, meaning a friend of mine, was kind of giving me some ideas, and we came up with these as you go through the book. I've just got it here just for an example. This one here, can you see that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Um, so we had to block that. So um, we were given uh, paper. Well, we were given a form, and so we had to block in what we wanted, like the bed and the wall and the door, and the artist did the rest.
Oh, beautiful. I mean, and it's amazing that it was just like a graphing paper that you said, put the child here, the door here, the bed here, and it came out looking like that because that looks like a kid getting up in the middle of the night to investigate bears or whatever else he might find or she might find downstairs, right?
Yes, and I don't think that was the original. I don't think that was the original pick for the cover, um, but the cover that they. Now I could be wrong about this, but I think because it's been a wee while, but I think that was my pick, and they picked something different, and I didn't like it.
Oh, I liked what you picked because I love the covers. So I sometimes you got to trust your own instincts, that's for sure. Is this the first book you've ever written? Is there going to be a sequel? Will there be more? Tell us a little bit about your writing career.
This is the first book that I've had published.
Hmm.
I have had a couple of stories, a couple of poems in a different book, but this is my book of poetry. This
Hmm.
just this old thing here, which is full up with stories. But I do have another one in the pipeline called Freddie the Frog and his Bee Fly Pie.
That sounds great. What's that going to be about?
Well, it's I'll give you the first couple of verses if you like, um, and then you'll get an idea. Freddie the Frog was as good as gold and usually did as he was told. And so, as a treat, his mother one day decided to bake him a pie. A pie? A pie? What sort of a pie? Will it be crisp and light and filled up with flies? A fly pie? Oh, yum, yum, yum. Oh dear, said his mother, it just can't be done. It would take too many flies to fill up the pie, but I can mix it with bees as quick as you please. And for colour and texture, I know what we'll do. We'll ask Mr. Toad for a special green goo.
Wonderful. I love that. That's perfect. That sounds like an instant classic. It sounds like a story I heard when I was a child or something like that, yet uniquely original as well. So, looking forward to that book as well. Very, very nice. Have you envisioned the story of I Hear Bears as perhaps like a cartoon or an animated feature or something like that?
It would be cool as a cartoon, I think, but
Yeah.
I haven't given that any thought. It's just that was the first um, that was my first creation really, and I've kind of haven't given it any more thought other than um, I just love it, and I
Yeah.
haven't. Yeah, I just
Well,
it's
the
really
work is
cool.
out there
I
now.
like.
You never know whose hands that book is going to wind up in. So maybe Hollywood will call one day. Who knows? That would be great. Hello, you want to make it into a movie or a book? Sure. Or into a animated short? Sure. That's great.
It would be very short.
Yeah, but I could see it as a sweet little cartoon. That's for sure.
That
Wonderful.
would be neat. That would be very cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you've got the book about the fly pie. That sounds good. And you've got the rhyme all written, it sounds like. So your
Yes.
writing career has really taken off.
Well, it's a bit of a surprise because I've come to it quite late. Although my mother and my sister have written poetry. My mother calls it doggerel, actually, and she was very good at it. She was very, very good at it. And my sister's written and been published in magazines and things like that. So I've come to it very late.
Well, you know what? Better late than never. And you're having fun with it. And for everything in life, there is a season, right?
Absolutely.
And if it's your
Absolutely.
season of writing, wonderful. So be it. That sounds great. Well, the name of this book, and folks, you're going to love it. It's called I Hear Bears. It is a charming tale that follows a curious child who investigates strange sounds at night. Every child does that, right? Only to discover something surprising, however, about her own family. If you're a fan of whimsical stories that spark imagination, you won't want to miss this captivating book. Carol, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you very much.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. I enjoyed speaking with you. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.